In the shared fictional universe of the Cthulhu Mythos, with its deities, outer gods, and elder gods, it's a universe so vast, with creatures incomprehensible, and with very little knowledge about them. H.P. Lovecraft created a supernatural realm for us to reside in, a realm that brings monsters to the forefront, driving us mad with the old ones, locking us in his own little world and bringing forth our deepest darkest fears. With the universe so sprawling, theories begin to emerge. Who exactly is Nyarlathotep? What is the true meaning of Whisper in Darkness? Before we begin, make sure to stick around until the end of the video where I'll be doing a very special giveaway. Stay tuned. In at 5, Azathoth and Yog Sothoth. Now we have one of the most interesting theories floating around the Cthulhu Mythos to start us off. As we know, Azathoth is slumbering in a deep dark void, dreaming the universe into existence. And Yog Sothoth? Well, he's basically the reservoir for past, present, and future. He knows all things, and all things within the universe are pre-calculated. Yet Yog is not within, but just outside, locked away. As we know, Yog was created by Azathoth, but what if Yog wasn't its own entity, but instead a manifestation of Azathoth's subconscious? Well, that's one theory, but let's switch it around. Let's say Yog is the brain and Azathoth is the body. In essence, the cosmos is Yog Sothoth's creation. He can enter and leave whenever he wishes. He is the end-all, the one true god. Azathoth? Well, he's just a machine, a creation of Yog's. There are so many theories about the pair and their existence within the mythos. Feel free to leave your theories on it down below. In at 4, what is Nyarlathotep? Known to many by his epithet, the Crawling Chaos, Nyar is an outer god in the Cthulhu Mythos. Created by Lovecraft, he is the spawn of Azathoth. He is described as being one of the only outer gods that are actively malevolent. His ultimate goal, to awaken his father, Azathoth. His nature in the mythos is hard to define, which has sparked more theories amongst fans about what exactly he is. Many believe he is the personification of communication amongst the cosmic entities, which would explain the many forms he adopts. Whereas other fans have posed the theory that perhaps he is the embodiment of the concept of entropy, a force that exists to destroy and create change by any means necessary. More simply, he appears to be a mix of the Joker and Satan, which is fairly apt if you ask me. In at 3, Hasta's inspiration. Hasta the Unspeakable is a Cthulhu Mythos deity, famously written about by H.P. Lovecraft, but only mentioned in just one story, The Whisperer in Darkness. However, H.P. Lovecraft was not the first to create the deity. It appeared twice before appearing within the works of Lovecraft. So that begs the question, what is its true origin and who was the original creator? Well, many have theories. In Ambrose Bierce's short story Hated the Shepherd, Hasta is a benevolent god of shepherds, and in Robert W. Chambers' The King in Yellow, a collection of short horror stories, Hasta appears multiple times as a supernatural character, a place, and without explanation. Now, history goes that Lovecraft read Robert W. Chambers' book in the early 20s, so enthralled by what he read on the pages, he stole various elements, adding them to his own creations. In at 2, Whisper in Darkness. Published in 1931, Whisper in Darkness is a 26,000-word novella written by Lovecraft, and it centers on Albert N. Wilmarth, an instructor of literature at a university in Massachusetts. When newspapers begin reporting on unknown things floating in the river following a flood, Wilmarth becomes embroiled in the controversy, and it is through this we are introduced to the Migo, an extraterrestrial race of fungoid creatures. Now, a theory posted to Reddit by deranged cultist attempts to debunk the entire story. They state that the Migo don't in fact exist, and the entire incident Whisper in Darkness describes is in fact fake. Now, there will be lots of spoilers here, so proceed with caution. They go on to state that the things found in the river following the flood are just human corpses, and the rate of decaying caused them to become unrecognizable. The Reddit post goes further on to say that Wilmarth was hallucinating a lot of the events that unfolded, and side characters were faking the existence of the extraterrestrial race. If this is true, it would make sense, as Wilmarth originally theorized that the legends and stories of the Migo were merely just coincidence, nothing more. And lastly, in at number 1, H.P. Lovecraft wasn't writing fiction. This theory comes to us from Peter Lavander, that perhaps Lovecraft was never writing fiction, but was instead sensitive to the otherworldly and supernatural. Let's explore. As we all know, H.P. Lovecraft was a visionary, an author before his time, often lurking in the shadows while the likes of Hemingway, Fitzgerald, and Lawrence took the forefront. While writers wrote of glitz and glamour, Lovecraft marveled at the slumbering gods and the strange beings amongst the stars. However, few who got close to Lovecraft often reported other visionary traits, that perhaps he was more in tune with his work's insights than one would expect. Following Lovecraft's passing, the Cthulhu mythos expanded a great deal, many literary giants and filmmakers delving into the dark realm, awakening the creatures within. With his work taken to new heights, many occultists have stepped forward claiming to have contacted with the Old Ones, even stating that they succeeded in this task. Now, while he was alive, Lovecraft was explicit in stating that his works were merely fiction, yet the rumours never dwindled. His writings often tell the tales of sensitive artists driven mad by the Old Ones, which has driven many to believe that this is closer to reality than fiction, that perhaps Lovecraft was the trapped artist now residing inside the minds of the Old Ones. Well, there we have it. What did you guys think of these theories? Were there any that we missed? Leave us all your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below, and perhaps we can do a part 2. Now, before I go, we have a very special giveaway for you top 5 viewers out there and lovers of all things H.P. Lovecraft. His entire fiction collection. Yep, that's right. For those of you that follow me on social media, you will know that I've been working my way through his collection of shorts and novellas. So I grabbed an extra as a special treat for one of you. If you want to be entered into the draw, just give this video a like, subscribe, and leave us a comment on this video telling us why you want to win this collection. I'll be announcing the winner in a later video. If you haven't already, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another scary vid. And until next time, see you later.